We are the morning hustle.
What's up, hustlers? It's JeremiahLikeTheBible, and L'Oreal's out. Kyle's with the kids, and Al's on that scooter. So it's me, and I'm here with the morning after interview. And today I'm joined by Grammy-nominated singer and recording artist, songwriter, Mr. Alvin Garrett.
What's up, Jeremiah? Like Jeremiah from the Bible.
That is true. That's true. So, first question I have to ask you: do you have twin cousins?
Twin cousins?
Yeah.
Let's see. Twin cousins. What, Sean Garrett? I don't know.
No, because follow me, track with me.
Okay.
Because as I was, doing my due diligence, my research, journalism,
Uh-huh.
I saw some things that kind of took me by surprise.
Okay.
So I found that your nickname is Cornbread.
Yes, yes.
I heard that once upon a time you were gifted a bass guitar at like 11, 10 years old, and then your father like prayed over your hands.
Yes.
Something like this. You're from Tuscaloosa, Alabama,
I am.
the South. And I had to think, I'm like, now did Ryan Coogler write Sinners about Alvin Garrett? It was too many correlations. I'm like, this man got to have twin cousins. At some point, you was chasing down vampires at the juke joint. It had to be you. It had to be you.
It might be me.
It might be you. I'm
See,
saying,
you on something.
I'm not saying
It
that
could
is
be.
true based upon real life events.
They've been trying to get me.
They've been trying to
They've
get
been
you?
trying to get me all my life. They can't get me.
No, really, as I was watching that, it's funny because being from the South, starting off as a bass guitarist, I'm curious, like, how does that soundscape, being a preacher's kid, again, like the movie, wink, wink, how does that inform the music you make now?
It centers me.
Mm.
When I say centers me, not sinners me.
Amen, amen, amen.
It centers me in terms of the my core values that I put into my music, my cadence, right? My groove, my pocket. Everything that I do with my music moves around getting to the point. That's what bass is all about. It's getting to the point and making it stick, being the foundation. So as a writer, when people listen to my music, it hits you right away and you feel it, right? It feel it and it centers you. And so that church upbringing, playing the bass, I find that present when I'm,
With
using
that
my pen. Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of people do say now, one of their critiques of music now is that people ain't coming from the church no more. So the music is lacking that feeling. So even though you are making R&B music, you have roots in the church, you have done gospel songwriting. Right now, where do you see the landscape of R&B as you are putting music out into the ether? You have your album "Talk to Her Like This." Talk to me about it.
Well, honestly, man, I'm seeing a lot of people come back to that soulful or the desire to hear music that makes you feel something and not just feel trauma, shall I say. You know what I mean? But to feel that love and relationship and that closeness.
Love is possible.
Yes,
again.
absolutely. You're seeing a desire for it because you saw sort of an absence of it for so long. So even with the younger generation, it's like they're gravitating to R&B music that makes you feel emotional, helps you kind of refresh and get all of this other trash off your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's what this album does. Talk to Her Like This. It's refreshing, bro. It's that record that you pull when you're like, okay, I'm with somebody. I want to know that I feel a certain kind of way and I need some help. So let me put this in. And this is that album that helps you do that.
Now, you did open up about the fact that this was kind of inspired by your work that you do with your writing program, which we'll talk about later. But it made me think about the fact that music kind of like helps us navigate relationships. They're kind of our first entry point. Like the music we hear, like, okay, this is how love is supposed to be. This is how it should be approached. Even like going back to, I think people love 90s R&B because that's like the era of the crooners. Everyone's like pleading in the rain for that love. But then I think like my generation, it kind of switched a little bit. Love got a little more toxic. And I feel like it kind of reflects the way people think about like the dating pool. Like, oh, love is trash. I hate love. But the music also is reflecting that.
Right.
So I'm curious, like, what do you think music teaches us about relationships? What do you want people to learn from your music as far as relationships are concerned?
But this album is communication. You just mentioned it, toxicity.
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? Well, it starts with the breakdown in communication and how we talk to each other. So it's not just about talking to her like this. It is symbolic of the need to say, what is our purpose for communication?
Right.
And if my purpose is to find an understanding and to find camaraderie and to find romance with you, then I'm going to talk to you a certain kind of way. If I want to fight, all the time and for some reason that gives me some type of feeling or empowerment, right, of empowerment, then I'm going to fight with you all the time. I'm going to talk to you that way. You know what I mean? The argumentative approach. Like you're saying, you're hearing that in a lot of the music, and that's reflective of the relationships. But this project is saying that if you choose to communicate to a person a certain way, then you can change that.
That's true. Okay, so we got your love songs on the album, but I'm curious, what love songs are on your playlist? What are the quintessential love songs that you always go back to? Like, yeah, that's the one. Like when you feel that heartbeat, that flutter, like turn that on, or it makes you feel anything about romance. Even like sometimes you got to plead your case too.
Oh man, let's see. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Like one of my favorite albums of all time is Maxwell's Embryo.
Okay. Wait, is that the one with the afro or no?
Yeah, this one he was under the water.
Under the water. Okay.
Like,
I love that album cover. Okay.
Yeah, it's that project is it was so spacey and just chill. And to me, I feel like that's what a relationship should feel like.
Okay.
It should just be chill. It should not be ramped up all the time. It should not be conflict all the time. And just a song I hear in my head. Say, I wanna get to know ya. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you know what I'm saying? Don't something as simple as that. I want to get to know you. If it's chill and you talking and you looking that person in the eye and you listening, then that's an experience where you're connecting. And so just that whole project was just so chill and romantic, but it's just straight to the point. And
I'm surprised about this choice, Alvin.
Really?
Because when I think of Maxwell, I think of like this very like almost, although it's R&B, it's like there's like this alternative jazz style that's added to it.
Yes.
And I feel like you sit in a space that's not far from that, but it's not that space. So I wasn't expecting that answer. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but see, growing up, I listened to all kinds of music. You know what I mean? I listened to a lot of jazz. I played jazz.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so that's a part of my musical palette as a musician. And so I didn't necessarily just focus only on R&B. R&B is just was my landing spot as an artist. You know what I'm saying? But I bring gospel, bring jazz, you know, all these different influences to sort of build my own style.
I mean, I think that's what's great about music now. Like, you see like the expansiveness of genre. Before, it was very much like R&B sounds like this.
Right.
Hip-hop sounds like this. Pop sounds like this. But now you see like so many artists blending things. Like, wait, is it? I think even with Beyonce's country album, the whole debate about, is this a country album? Maybe.
Right?
She said, no, it's a Beyonce album. So you hear all those different influences in the style of country, but it's like, this is my version of it. This is how I do it.
I'm glad you say that because that's what my project is. People say, are you Southern Soul? I'm like, no, not Southern Soul because I don't sound like Southern Soul. I'm from the South. I have a Southern Soul.
I am Southern Soul.
I am Southern Soul. There you go. I am Southern Soul. So I might say this is Southern R&B and soul because it's R&B from a brother from the South. Got a whole lot of soul. So, hey, I like that you mentioned that because you can't always put music in a genre even though the algorithm wants you to and needs you to. But you still have to hold on to your own identity.
Or even historically, sometimes when artists come in a certain way, they're like, this person's this type of artist. And then they'll drop an album that's not within their usual sound. People are like, well, it's still R&B. It's like, well, I don't know. This sounds a little bit more alternative. It sounds more pop. And they're like, no, it's R&B.
Right.
So we said it's R&B because the algorithm likes R&B.
Right.
So I'm with you on that. But I do want to talk about your writing program.
Okay.
That you started. You work with incarcerated youth, is?
Yeah, formerly incarcerated youth and young adults. And adults.
Everybody needs it. So
everybody needs it.
Obviously, as a songwriter, writing is important. As somebody who grew up in the performing arts magnet program around the East Side in Decatur, where it's greater, I know I always say, like, without the magnet and the arts program, I don't know if I'll be here talking to you right now. Like, it changed me that much, especially at a young formative age. Yeah. So I'm curious about the experiences people have had, like, in your program, like the way you've seen them, like, light up using writing or just even music and arts education as another outlet to express themselves.
The interesting part about my program is it's not solely an arts-based program.
Okay.
It actually infuses the group therapy model.
Okay.
So writing a song is about starting with a conversation. It's about telling a story. So in the class, we start with the conversation. Let's just talk.
Right.
And from that conversation, then we write the song.
Okay.
You know, so we focus on each person being able to talk about whatever it is they've experienced in their life. And instead of taking an impulsive approach to it, which would be a freestyle,
right,
we take an intentional approach, which is a songwriting.
Okay.
And so in our songs that we write, we intentionally remove violence. We intentionally remove vulgarity.
Yeah.
We intentionally remove certain things that won't help you in the life you're trying to live.
Right.
But without diluting your story. And so it's a really transformative process, and you get to make music, and you get the joy of hearing your song. But now you're hearing yourself rap a song and you hadn't shot anybody.
Right. We need no more bullets, y'all.
No more, but
bullets.
I'm telling you, it is a transformative experience for each person that goes through it, because now they say, I didn't know I could use these words. I didn't have to use these words in my normal vocabulary where I came from, but where I'm going, which is a job, right? Which is a job interview, which is into the workforce, into a positive life. I have to change the way I communicate, and so I can intentionally do that like a songwriter.
You like walked me right into my next question, Alvin. Like you did it perfectly.
Come on.
Because one thing I think about, like, as someone, like I said, being in the Performing Arts Magnet program, in the moment it was like, oh, I'm learning how to dance, I'm learning how to sing, I'm learning how to be an actor, these things. But then as I've gotten older, I look back like, oh, there were other lessons I learned that were not about the arts at all.
Right.
There are these life lessons that I have from that experience.
Right.
And I'm curious, just from your experience, like starting music at a young age, being a bass guitarist, songwriting, singing, what are those lessons you've extracted from music that are not necessarily music based, but it's like, I learned this in my life from this practice of being in music?
I can say that starting off as a bass guitarist, it taught me that I can be me by myself.
Okay.
Right. I could just stand alone if I have to, if that's required to remain who I am.
Right.
And music gave me that safe space to where I didn't have to have other people give me an identity. You know what I'm saying? It's like I get to choose, just like music really helped me do that. Even though I played sports and I'm a consummate team player, I'm also a guy that will not rock with, I can't change for anybody. And I think that music helped build that sort of lane for me. And as a bass guitarist, I sat there by myself learning it. You see what I mean? I didn't have people standing over me. I didn't have people teaching me. It was just me, my guitar, and the radio. Okay. And so I feel like that since
and your anointed hands.
And my anointed hands, my prayed for hands.
Amen.
I'm telling you, man. But when you asked that question, I realized just in that moment that music helped me continue to be myself in spite of the pressure to change.
In this industry, who try to change you? You gotta stay fast and stay so who you are. That's how people, fall in love with you. They've been falling in love with the album. Yeah. You're a single roll, slide roll. Got the folks dancing. Black people love to dance.
We do.
Black people learn to line dance now. Have you been line dancing with the people?
I was. Matter of fact, I just finished the show right here in Atlanta. Okay. And I taught the song. I taught the dance, roll, slide, roll, and they started catching it. And we had a moment. And it was a bop. I
mean, it's summertime. Like, it's hot now. People, last year was doing where them fans at. Now I'm going to be roll, slide, roll.
We're going to roll, slide, roll. There you go.
All right, Alvin. We got one more question for you before we get out of here.
All right.
Homemade cornbread or Jiffy Box cornbread?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, because Mama made them with both.
Okay.
Mama mixed them together in her own way. And it was good.
All right, you the expert, Mr. Cornbread. All right. All right, y'all. Alvin Garrett has an album out right now. Tell me can they find the album, where they can follow you, stay posted with you?
Go to alvingarrett.com to really get centered and get connected. Social media at The Alvin Garrett. And then any of your music streaming platforms, just pull up Alvin Garrett and just go on a journey. Start with the latest. Talk to her like this. But get you a glass of wine, take you some time, and go through several other projects. I've been at it since 2012.
This
so there's
a
lot
folks.
For the grown folks, a lot to discover. And just check me out there.
We love it. All right, y'all. I'm JeremiahLikeTheBible, and this has been your Morning After interview.